Welcome to my channel today. I am so excited to do this video on how to cut ear mold tubing to fit. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Emily. I have a moderate to severe hearing loss and I wear hearing aids in both ears. I love my hearing aids because they help me understand what is going on in the world around me. If you're new to my channel, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, you become a part of the definite hearing community, and you become a part of this community whose mission and goal is to increase awareness for the deaf and hard of hearing. I just love this because I'm a part of the community and I want to help others feel as confident as I do with my hearing loss. I hope you stick around to the end of this video because if you do, I'm going to share some troubleshooting tips of what to do if your ear mold tubes are too long or too short after you cut them. Alright, I am so excited for this video because my gold sparkly ear mold finally came! Woo! So getting these ear molds has been quite a journey just because I went to my hometown audiologist and they ordered them and they came back the wrong color, sort of. I wanted sparkly gold. As you can see here, you can actually tell that they're gold and sparkly. I wore this shirt to match. I'm so excited. And they initially came back like this. So as you can see, this is a pretty significant difference. You've got this clear one and you've got this gold one. And I am just really excited that the ear mold company was willing to remake them to match the advertised color. So here they are. Let's cut these tubes. To cut your hearing aid tubes, you need 4 things. 1, a Sharpie. 2, scissors. 3, your ear mold with the extended tube attached. And 4, your hearing aid. Before I start, I want to note something in case you're following along. It is really important when you cut your ear mold tubing that you pay attention to your hearing aid. When I refer to your hearing aid, I'm referring to the electronic part of the hearing aid right here. So this is the hearing aid and this is the ear hook. When you cut ear mold tubing, it is extremely important that your tubing comes up and over this tip of the ear hook. So as you can see, this tubing goes well over the tip of the ear hook right there. And I'm going to take this off and show the tip of the ear hook even closer. Here it is. It's this little ridge right there. And you want your tubing to be about 1/4 inch over that tip to ensure a good fit and that it stays secure. All right, let's cut this ear mold tubing. The first step to cutting ear mold tubing to fit is to take out your current ear mold and take your hearing aid off, as I've already done. Next, you want to clear any hair or things that are in the way of your ear. I like to do this with a claw clip. There we have it. It's really important that your hair is out of the way so that you can get a good measurement of the tube and the ear hook. Next, you put your new ear mold in your ear. There we go. Make sure it fits snugly. There you go. And extend the tube and make sure that there's nothing in the way of that tube. Next, we're going to place the hearing aid on the ear. The ear hook will hold it into place. Then I'm going to take the Sharpie and make a line above the tip of the ear hook like I showed earlier. I want to make a line about 1/4 inch above the tip of the ear hook. It's really helpful to do this in front of a mirror if you're doing it yourself, or you can have someone help you. So as you can see, here's the tip of the ear hook. So I want to make sure that my tube goes above that by about 1/4 inch. There you go. Make sure you get a good line on there. And always remember, it is better to cut your tubes too long in the first place rather than too short. Once I have made that mark, I'm going to remove the aid from my ear and I'm going to take my mold out. Remember, do not pull on the tubes. There we go. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut right at that line. Now if you want, it's good to cut above the line to make sure that you have enough room. I'm going to go ahead and cut right at the line. Awesome. Until you have your extra tubing. This can go into the garbage. Next, I'm going to put my hearing aid on my mold. You'll notice that this circumference of the tube is definitely smaller than the aid. The reasoning for this is so that the tube can fit snugly on the aid. So you have to work a little bit to get it on snugly. I'm wiggling that. I like to grab it firmly and twist. When you do this, you want to make sure you hold the ear hook firmly as well so that it doesn't twist and break it. It's important to be firm but gentle so that you don't cause any damage to your hearing aid. All right, the last step is to test and make sure that you cut the tube right. So to put my hearing aid in, I'm going to grab it by the mold, place it in my ear and put this over. Perfect. Now you want to test to make sure that your ear tube is a good length. You want to look closely. Does it sit on top of the skin? Is it too far over? Is it right close to it? You want to check. So there we go. You can also wiggle your head and see how much it moves around. If it moves around too much, that's an indicator that your tube is too long. So you should probably just cut it just a tiny bit and try again. So I move my head and I don't feel my hearing aid moving a lot, so this is a good fit for me. Now I'm going to cut the tubes of my new right ear mold. Here we go. All right, there you have it. Now you know how to cut ear mold tubes to fit. I am so excited about my new ear molds. Check those out, sparkly gold, I love them. All I have to say is I'm really glad they redid the color because they're still a little hard to see, but the fact that they're darker gold makes them easier to see and they look great with this outfit. What color of ear molds would you pick right now if you could get a set of ear molds of any color? I want to hear in the comments below. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. Here are some troubleshooting tips about what to do if your mold tubes are cut too long or too short. If you cut the ear mold tubes too long, simply cut them just a little bit more. And I recommend just doing a very little, like a millimeter at a time. You can also push the tube up the ear hook farther. Once you figure out a length that's good, then you can take it off and cut it from there. If the tube is too short, you can try to wiggle the tube down the ear hook a little bit more. Just make sure you have a little extra tube over the tip of the ear hook just so it can be secure. If the tube is too short, simply wiggle it down the ear hook even more. If that doesn't work, you can get replacement tubing, either from your audiologist or online. Just make sure you get the right size tubing. I recommend checking with your audiologist first. Now, I want to say it's not difficult to trim your own ear mold tubing. This is something that audiologists typically do for you. So have no fear. Ask if your audiologist will do it for you. And if you need to do it yourself, now you know how. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I look forward to making more great content and enjoying my new sparkly ear molds. I hope you have a great day. Bye.